So you're Kara Dwyer, right? Of Storytime Toys.
Yes. Yes.
And just wonderful things, Kara. So you did this because of your 4-year-old, right?
Yes.
But you're really a mechanical engineer who just
Yep.
loves to design the heck out of anything, right?
Definitely.
Well, tell
Definitely.
us about these wonderful doll houses you have. Well, they're really not doll houses. They're more than that.
Yes, they are. They're well, I got the idea to create them when I was shopping for a dollhouse for my 4-year-old. And I had always loved dollhouses. I think they're really great toys for any kids to play with, boys or girls. And so I went out shopping for her when she was about 2. Maybe I jumped the gun a little bit and or a bit young, but
That's too young for a dollhouse, too?
well, maybe not. I don't know. She wasn't probably as interested in it as she would have been if I'd gotten it for when she was 4. But when I went to the toy store, I really felt like there was 2 different options for us for a dollhouse. You know, those really beautiful, big, elaborate ones that are really, more on
McMansions.
exactly. They're more on the expensive side. Kind of one to $200, and kind of more of an investment. Or they were kind of the lower end and not very interesting. They were pink, not too much artwork on them, didn't come with dolls or furniture. And so I felt like, there's a really good opportunity here to design something that would be a great product that was kind of more on the middle ground, something that was reasonably priced, but that she could learn from, and also I felt like there was opportunity to have a book to come
I see.
to Dollhouse and build a foundation for her to play. Like when we did eventually bring home the dollhouse, she kind of had a hard time playing with it because she wasn't sure what the story was for the character.
She didn't know the story. So you read the story together and build a house? Is that it?
Right, exactly.
Wow.
Our product is we have 3 different toy houses that are based on classic fairy tales, and they're beautifully illustrated.
Beautiful works of art. I mean, to me, when I see them, yeah.
Yeah, they look like the illustrations in a book, and that's what we wanted to do. Our artist Sarah Argue and I both wanted it to feel like like a storybook. And so we have our storybook and we have our toy house, and the storybook
So
really.
You sit down with your child, read the story, they build a house, and they're getting like a 3-4. It's a trifecta.
Right, exactly. And then also another cool thing is we have 3 of them right now, and we're keep developing more toy houses and stories. But when you collect them, you can have a whole neighborhood of fairy tale houses.
I see.
And it's really fun to see what kids will do with 3 little pigs and Hansel and Gretel, and the characters start to enter the other story.
I see. Why? So they develop their own stories based on the 3 and go in each other's houses and all this kind of stuff. But now you seem to be so successful on Kickstarter. You started this thing like 20 days ago, 2-3 weeks ago.
Right.
And you were looking for $20,000, I guess, to do your first manufacturing, right?
Yeah.
And you already got almost $30,000. Yeah.
Incredible.
You got a whole bunch of time yet to go.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there are 2 questions, I guess, is why did you use Kickstarter? I mean, you're a sophisticated lady, and you worked as a consultant and all this. You know the ways of getting money to do things. Why did you use more traditional ways versus Kickstarter?
Well, so I guess there were 3 reasons. First, I had seen Kickstarter be really successful and fun for some of my other friends who had started businesses. But I guess our 2 main reasons were to raise the money. We were planning to go to the bank for a loan, and we are a brand new business, so I felt like we needed some sales or some proof that we had a viable product before we went to the bank. So now we may need to get a loan for, it may cost us, I don't know, just as an example, $100,000 to place our first production order. But now we've raised a certain amount of money towards that. And when we go to the bank for our loan, we can say, hey, we sold 1,000 units already and raised, this amount, which I hope will give us some.
Well, I mean, whether it proves the bank, there has to be a bank that would believe in that, but more so to me, you now believe in it more.
Yes, so that was the other.
That there are people out there want to buy this stuff. Terrific.
Right, exactly. Yes. And that was our other reason for doing the Kickstarter, was to see how the product was going to be received in the market, and to get feedback on it. And
I think that's, to me, that's the best part about it. I mean, I've written about 100 books, and what I hate about doing books is you'd sell a book to a publisher, get an advance, do the book, and then maybe it will sell. You don't know. So the game was how big of an advance you give, because I don't know if it'll ever sell again in life. Right. And then when I published myself, what I used to do was put an ad in the paper to sell the book. I didn't even do it yet. I wouldn't cash the checks or anything, just to see if this is needed.
Right.
Because you spend a year doing the product and nobody buys it. So that's why, to me, you're selling it for you're guaranteed of a market almost.
Right.
And it solves that. And see, that's why I think our country can develop so much faster now, because you're not going to waste a year or two raising money for ventures that aren't going anywhere. Right,
exactly. And we were just, we kind of thought of it as a checkpoint. If it goes well and people, like it, then, we'll keep going on to the next step. And if
not just relatives who got it for free.
Right, exactly. So those were the two main reasons that we did Kickstarter, and fortunately, I think we have. It's been a really great experience for us, and I mean,
well, what would somebody say? Hey, I'm sitting here, I have a kid that, he loves this ball. I want to make this ball or something. What advice would you give to somebody who wants to raise money on Kickstarter? Well, what did you learn? And now that you've raised all this money, did so much better. How would you do the process better?
Right. Well, I think we would probably like you said, we did it a little bit late in the process. We had already done a ton of development by the time we did our Kickstarter, and in a way that was really great, because we were able to show our product and just have all of this great stuff to show people on Kickstarter, which helps. But I would say, make a quick prototype of what you're going to do, and then get it out there. Start talking to people in your network. Start talking to stores that might sell it, and put it up on Kickstarter. I mean, it's not that big of an investment in time to make a Kickstarter page and to make a quick video, and get it out there as early as you can. I mean, Kickstarter won't let you put up you have to have a prototype.
I see.
Have something, physical that you've made, because I think they want to make sure that you've thought
through it a little more. Yeah.
So I think they used to let you put on, just like a computer of your product, but I don't think
in a bar and, hey, this is a good idea. Let's do a Kickstarter.
Right. Exactly. But so that would be, Kickstarter is great, but then again, you also, the Kickstarters that seem to be successful are people that have done a little bit of legwork beforehand too. You need to
by legwork, marketing or developing the product, or both, or what?
Well, so developing the product and making sure that you've told your story in a way that people can relate to. But and then also have your network of people ready.
Okay. So have them primed for when this thing anyway.
Exactly. I mean, we told all of our family and friends and colleagues that we were developing this product and that we were going to do a Kickstarter. And then so when we announced the Kickstarter, people were kind of already ready for it. They knew.
I see. Right. So prime the pump a little bit that this is coming. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. And I think that helped us create some enthusiasm for it. And the other thing is really understand as much as you can about social media before you launch, because a ton of our backers came from friends of friends who had posted on Facebook.
I see.
And so that's how people learned about it, or they forwarded it in emails. Right. They posted it on Twitter. And then also, if you have any relationships with people who write blogs about what you do, that
So it's really it's getting the network out. So you have to understand your network a little bit more
Right.
and how to use that to get it past just your network, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. We thought a lot about how to do that before
Oh,
we.
wonderful. Well, you're a delightful person, and it looks like you have three great products already for young kids to learn and be active and to be encouraged to grow, which we certainly need in this country.
Thank you. Yes, we think so too. So
No, I think it's needed badly, and to have something unique like this that you're not going to find in the malls. I mean, that's another thing about Kickstarter is you just get stuff that you can't get anywhere else. Yeah. So thank you for being there and sharing your heart and creativity with the rest of us.
of course, you're welcome.
Take care.
Okay. Bye bye.